You gotta smell breath.
Hyundai.
Hentai. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Hey,
right
can
there.
you do a Japanese voice, an old man Japanese voice? I can, dude. And mine is great.
Do it.
Would you like to take the taxi downtown? I'm horrible at it. To the samurai bar where we have sushi. That's how they do it, right? Empire Diesel Performance. Yeah, our friends over at the Room Monster Truck place.
Lift kids.
Yeah, they'll lift the your truck. Your PP small, dude? Let everybody know.
You driving a Tesla? Where you going? That's the sound of a real man coming.
That's the sound of somebody with a small dick.
Oh, you're a 25 to 40-year-old male that likes to beat his wife? Is your tailgate long enough to hang from the back?
Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck.
We got a place for you.
If you want to waste a whole bunch of money, make your truck all fucking and real fucking big, we got the place for you. Empire Diesel Performance. It's in Pearland, Texas. Hey, you can reach them. You just give them a call. 281-692-2294. When you call them, you have to ask for Erica, and you have to say you watch the Fat Dragon podcast, and then she'll take care of you. And if she doesn't, just let me know. And then I'll make little pee-pee jokes on her next ad. And we're back. Yeah, dude, tight. Yeah, we got to keep up with that. That was a good Sigourney Weaver way.
Segue.
There you go. That's the word.
Sigourney Weaver way?
Yeah. I've always said vegan, too.
Said what?
Vegan, the people that don't eat meat.
Oh, vegans?
Yeah, because it's like a religion kind of, so I like to play off a pagan a little bit, you know?
Got it.
Yeah. Speaking of religions, man, you start going to church yet or no?
Mm-mm.
Me either. Keep thinking about it. I'm just I gotta do something on Sunday.
I keep thinking about like joining the Masons and shit too, but then I'm like, man, I got too much shit going on.
I sent Ryan a message, and it's already been like a couple months where I'm like, hey, I need to make time. I want to come by and see you. I want to talk about that thing. I want to do it. I just don't know how logistically it could possibly work out right now.
Yeah, that's
I'm not close to you. I'm not close to any of those fucking tipples. And I just have young kids, and I'm trying to run a fucking business. Like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to learn.
That's the only thing for me, young kid, dude. Like, I got responsibilities and shit. I don't have like, maybe in a few years I could.
Yeah, I want to do it though.
But
it sounds fun, right? Yeah, and the way we get into shit, I already know we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll fucking consume us, and that shit'll be fun as hell.
Either that or it'll go lead us down a dark, dark road.
I don't think it will.
Of global fucking domination.
I don't think it'll do that.
You know?
I think we'll be like, hey, let's take over the cooking. Barbecuing. Like, fucking, we're making the meals now. Like, we'll turn into, like, that guy.
You think so?
Absolutely, dude. You like to eat? Me too, bro.
I mean, clear.
Hey, wait. We get to tell our wives this. Look, check it out. We get to tell our wives this. Hey, so Saturday at 6 p.m., we got to bounce because we got to cook all night for the meeting on Sunday for everybody. There's going to be like 30 people there. It's like the podcast, but it lasts for like 48 hours, dude.
It'd be okay.
Right?
It'd be all right.
But yeah, what other job there does somebody like have to show up fucking 8 hours early? I know, right?
It'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I want to go hit him up if you want to go with me. Plan a date. Go hang out over there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we should. Oh, I'm just kicking him off, dude. Fuck
Are you going to invite BJ?
I don't know.
BJ, you got time for it?
Go. He's still looking at soundboards. Did you find anything? You got any rough estimates?
I want to.
He's all like fucking $1,600.
I want a plus or minus 10%. Estimate. I want a plus minus 10% estimate.
That means don't say 1,500 and then it's 22. Yeah, what are we looking at? Is it anywhere from like $100 to like thousands and thousands of dollars?
No, maybe $100 to $600.
Reasonable. I think we can make something like that happen. We just need one more ad. Hey guys, I don't know if y'all know this, but we are taking sponsors right now. There's a link below for a form. You can just click that and
Sponsor books are open.
Yeah, it'll give you an email, and then you
Very
just
open.
send to that email.
Best case scenario, moving forward, the podcast will just be ad read after ad read.
It's just an hour of ad reads. Hey, man,
That BJ can just mix and match.
the
on a
way
weekly
our
basis.
first ad has gone, I don't think anyone's going to be upset.
Just ad
Maybe that's
read.
just me being full of myself, but I can go and listen to it, and I still laugh. So,
Dude. Yeah.
yeah, it's worked out so far.
Yeah.
We should start with some prank calls or something for some of them. We'll figure it out as it goes.
Yeah.
It would also be fun. Say somebody gave us like a sponsor deal, right? And then we actually show up to their company and just see how good it is, and then tell everyone the experience that's the ad. Be like, okay, we're in a contract to tell you our personal experience. This shit fucking sucks. Or maybe not. I would never do that, guys. I would never do that. I'd probably do that.
I mean, you can't lie to the masses.
Yeah.
You know?
You still hit Blackline on Sundays or no?
Huh?
You hit Blackline on Sundays or no?
I haven't for a little while.
You didn't even go on your birthday?
Mm-mm.
Man, we were all trying to get with you on your birthday on Sunday, but you wouldn't pick up your phone.
I know. I was busy. I was busy hanging out with my friends.
What'd you do on your birthday?
Uh,
Besides turn 40 and become a geezer officially.
So we went to Gator Country.
Oh, tight.
Have you ever been there?
I haven't been to that one, but we've been to a gator place in Alabama.
This place is fucking nuts. So,
Where's it at?
over by Beaumont. Right,
Like how,
like you can
how
see
close to Beaumont?
it, like Beaumont.
So like hour 20 from here?
Like from my house, an hour and 6 minutes.
Okay.
And like you can see it from I-10. Like it's right there, just on the north side of 10. But so it was supposed to be a couple friends of ours and their kids, and then my wife and I and our kid going. But my wife was sick, so she couldn't go. So just me and the boy went, and we met our other friends over there. And I didn't really know what the fuck to expect.
Swamp
But-
ass. One, if you're going to a gator place, expect swamp ass. You were going to get sweaty and hot as fuck. Dude.
We didn't. It was Sunday, so it was kind of rainy, which it would just rain off and on, and there was enough covered areas there that like
You didn't get swamp ass? Man, I got swamp ass so bad.
didn't
when we
even
went.
didn't even break a fucking sweat, dude. It was beautiful. But so we get there, and we get there before our other friends do. So we're just like me and the boy are just chilling, waiting, and there's a fence. Like I park and there's a fence, and I walk up to this fence with the boy, and there's fucking alligators right fucking like in the parking lot, and a lot of them, like an obscene amount of fucking alligators. So we walk in and we pay to get in, and they hand us this whole grocery sack full of shit. So we get outside, and there's a bag of petting zoo food, a bag of alligator food, which is dog food because there was kibble shaped like bones in this motherfucker. So it was dog food. And then they had like lettuce, and then they had hot dogs.
In one bag?
I mean, they were like individual bags in one bag.
Okay.
So
A variety.
Hey, wait. Surrounded by alligators with what? A fucking 10-month-old?
huh?
10-month-old somewhere around there?
One. He's one.
He's already one? Damn, when did this happen? Okay.
One.
Still a small child. All right.
Yeah. But he's in a stroller. Like, this is not a place that I would let a toddler
Walk around. No. absolutely
run
not.
around because the
Perfect
some of
alligator.
the
Bite size.
some of the fencing looked
They hand you the food. You're all, I brought my own.
yeah. Some of the fencing looked rather shoddy.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. But so you walk out after you pay to get in. You walk out this door, and you're on this elevated like wooden pathway, like a boardwalk. And on one side are goats and ducks and chickens and emus and turtles, all kinds of random farm animal type shit. And then on this side, there's a pond with approximately 3 million fucking 6 foot long fucking alligators in it.
Yes.
And then So you're throwing this fucking petting zoo food out on this side, and these emus and goats and shit are doing wild ass shit. And then you go over here and you see this. They have these cane poles sitting there. You know what a cane pole is, right? It's just like a piece of bamboo, and they had like plastic string on it, not string, but like almost like
a chute?
like weed whacker string. And so you take that and you run that through a piece of hot dog through that shit, right? And then
So you can fish for alligators.
you throw that shit over the fence. And
I kind of want to go. That
Dude.
sounds fucking fun as shit.
dude, it was the most incredible fucking thing ever. So like, there's all these different fishing stations, and you fish for these. Like, there's no hook or anything, but like, you can get these fucking alligators pretty pissed off, and like, so you'll dangle it over. You'll get one coming. All of a sudden, like this pond, every alligator in the pond is like coming over, and you're looking out at this water, and you're like, holy fuck! Like, apparently, an alligator collection can get out of control fucking fast. Like, it gets out of hand quick. So then, so we fish for these fucking things for a while. And my buddy, he's having the best time he's ever had in his life. Like, he's loving every second of this shit.
Who is this? Is he like 42?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and he's there with spouse and child?
2 kids, yes.
Okay.
And he's having the time of his fucking life. He loves every second of this. He's like talking about selling his house here to move closer to this place.
Just because he wants to go to Gator Country.
Like,
all the time.
he's having the time of his fucking life. Like,
Oh, shit.
like, we're not in there for 2.5 minutes, and he's like falling in love. He wants to move next door. Like this, like it's incredible. So then, like this, we're not even past the first thing yet, right? And this shit is escalating quick.
The first thing you can fish for alligators.
That's like the first fucking thing.
Wait, I
Like,
have a question.
Yes.
Why is there also livestock? Do they?
It's a
do they
very
eat it?
confusing situation. That's what the
Or
petting
it's
zoo
just like
food
a
is
double
for.
zoo thing.
That's what the petting zoo food is for. Like,
I would guess it's either to bring more people in, because not everybody's going to be into the alligator, or it's some kind of like tax type situation if they have farm animals that get a better deduction on something.
Okay.
something like that, or like
Or
because
the owner
like
just
they don't
likes that shit.
on that side they don't have
Okay.
a fence or anything. So like the emus can stick their head through and you can like pet them. And
Okay.
like the goats can
That makes
stick their
sense.
head through.
I thought it was a
But this-
live
the-
feeding
the
situation that
goats
was going to happen, but never mind.
No, the goats backfired on me though, because the goats, you'd get them to come up and they'd start like ramming shit, you know, doing what goats do. But when we got home that night,
Fucking goat.
when I got home that night, I'm like hanging out with my kid, and he goes up to the door and he starts ramming it with his head. I was like, God damn it, you're not a goat, dude.
He just starts pooping
Yeah,
everywhere, fucking
yeah. Like,
eating
you're
your
not a
shoes.
So, anyways, so we finally were like, okay, we've been at this thing fishing for these alligators for like an hour at this point. And we're not like, we can still see the door we came in. Like, and this place is pretty good size. So we follow the path and we go to this other big pond, and this pond has probably got over 100 alligators that are anywhere from, they're bigger. They're like from 6 foot to 10 foot, like big ones. And we're fishing for these things, you know, and they're growling and hissing and going fucking crazy. And you're out on this like elevated like pier with like a covered gazebo thing at the end. Mm-hmm. And as we're fishing for these alligators, like there's alligators all underneath this thing. I was like, you know, this thing doesn't exactly look like it's engineered. Like, I wonder
I
who
thought the same thing when we were on it.
I wonder who built this thing.
Do you remember going to that one
Vaguely.
in Alabama?
Very like
Alabama?
sketchy wooden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
I was like, I
sketchy
wonder
wooden.
who like designed and built this thing.
Like,
Because if
just
I-
come up and bite my
Like,
ankles right now.
if this thing like like there's
Yeah.
no like
My Uncle Jake did it.
yeah, there's no
Yeah.
there's no like 10
My
people
uncle.
max
Him and
out
his
here,
friend
like,
Tim, they killed a case of beer each day. They got it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's who built it.
So anyways, that shit was cool. And
Also, same guys that built everything in America.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's been there forever, so it's pretty. I mean, apparently it's good, right? Until it's not. But then, so on the other side of that, there's another pond with about the same size, a little bit smaller gators, and then in the center, like there's this like the fucking Coliseum in the center that's got fucking some crocodiles in there, some alligators in there, and they're not quite as big as the last pond. They're probably like 7-8 foot, right? And then they have 2 fucking dinosaurs there that are like 12 or 13 foot long fucking monsters. One of them's name is Big Tex. One of them's name is Al. Big Al. And so then every 2 hours or so they do a show. At which point a dude comes out, walks out to the middle of the Coliseum first, starts throwing chunks of meat on the end of some snake tongs, and these alligators are jumping out of the water, eating this shit. Pretty cool to see, right? It's pretty cool to watch. They're jumping out.
I remember when I watched it, dude, my palms got sweaty for the guy.
So, but that wasn't sketchy at all because they're up on.
They're
a,
not paying me enough. Yeah.
No, this wasn't sketchy at all. They're up on a platform like with tongs and shit. Like,
okay.
Like
Oh, they're not in there?
This isn't sketchy.
Isn't sketchy yet? It gets sketchy.
No, it's
right?
not sketchy.
Okay.
So then they go over. They're like, oh, go over to Big Tex now. So then everybody walks over to Big Tex. By the time you get over there, dude's in the water with this fucking dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just throwing meat in this dinosaur's mouth. And then he's slapping the dinosaur on the head, making it bite. Like, we're standing there like, this is not necessary.
Yeah. Everyone goes, we don't want to see this part.
no,
we
no.
don't want to see you get bit in half.
No, this
bro.
is not. I don't know why you think this is necessary. Like,
The only thing you should have been doing was Instagram Live for your Deathgram feed,
right?
dude.
Right? The only, like, this is not necessary. But it was cool because, like, we got a picture and it looks like a fake ass picture because this alligator is a fucking monster.
So giant, right?
It's a monster. And then he does the same thing with Big Al. And
Were they throwing giant piece of meat that had bone in there?
I don't know. I was like busy like wincing, waiting for a hand to go.
Dude, I remember when we did ours, they were throwing huge pieces of meat that had bone in it. And they were like, listen, you can hear what they do to bone. And there's the snap of their bite, but then also they'll mash down and you can hear the bone crack a bunch of times. And you're
crunching.
like, holy shit.
The sound of their bite is fucking crazy.
It
When,
is crazy.
When they slap that mouth and it goes, it's like, it sounds like a drum.
Yes,
like,
dude.
Boom. It's like, Jesus Christ. But then, like,
It's terrifying is what it is.
Fuck yeah. So then there's this whole other building. And you walk into this other building, and they got every kind of fucking lizard and snake.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a chinchilla, which doesn't really fit, but maybe food.
Hey, there was a good deal on eBay that week.
Maybe food. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But they have all kinds of lizards. And then you go into this other room. And this room, like all these like terrariums and cages and shit, most of them have signs that are like, hey, if you want to hold and pet this thing, get a hold of us. We'll come grab this thing out of this cage for you. So really, if you wanted to go there and like see everything, you could spend a full day just in this one building going
Especially
through.
if you don't have a 1-year-old with you.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. So then you go into this other room, and then you notice there's all these signs that are like, no, we're not taking this out. And it's like every kind of fucking
Thing that can kill
you fast.
It's like they went to Australia for a week and just picked everything up.
Yes. And there's this one Western diamondback rattlesnake in particular
Oh, fat
that's
boy.
like down low. He's down low. And my buddy's son, who is 4, is like chest level with this thing, right? In his cage. And every time he walks by, this fucking snake is rattling and like cocking back, ready to strike. And then you look, and on the front of like the enclosures are all handmade.
I know what you're about to say.
They're all handmade. On the plexiglass, there's all these like spots and like streaks running down where this fucking snake has bit at this before, and it's all the venom and shit running down the front of the cage, right? And then we're like, dude, like, check it out. The snake is about to try to bite you. Like, if you're going to stand there, pay attention so you know what to watch out for if you ever come across one of these things in the wild. What does he do? He proceeds to try to unlock the cheapest lock ever made. Luckily, it didn't come unlocked, but we decided that it was time to leave that room.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure.
So then we leave that room, and I'm not even out of this building yet, and all of a sudden there's a dude holding baby alligators. And so my buddy's kids, they're like holding this gator, and this gator's squirmy as shit. And he was like, hold on. The guy, and this is the guy that just got out of the
Big
pond
Al.
with Big Al, right? This guy's like, hold on, let me get one that's less wiggly. He leaves with this alligator, goes around the corner. I was like, what? Does he got a fucking tank of fucking alligators over there to choose from? I go around, sure as shit, he's got a fucking tank of alligators over there to choose from. So he gets this other one that's not as squirmy. And
Somebody should make a documentary there, right? Called
Yeah.
Lizard King, a play off of the Tiger
They
King.
already have a show. They already have a TV show. They already have one. So they're
We'll post the link.
they're holding this this baby alligator, and my 1-year-old is looking over there at him, and the look on his face is like, "Hey man, I know I don't have like a lot of life experience, but even I fucking know better than to be holding that thing." Yeah. Like he's like, "Nah."
He's like, I'm
nah,
not doing
that's not
that.
a good idea. Yeah. So then the lettuce, they have tortoises.
Awesome.
So the lettuce is for the tortoises.
Are they giant?
They have
Pretty massive?
2 or 3 of them that are pretty fucking big.
There's that little the petting place on the north side off of Hardy Toll Road that I took the kids to. They got a pretty big one there.
Have you ever been to that Bayou Wildlife Park off of like 517 down here? It's like a drive-through zoo.
No, I haven't. I have friends that have gone.
They had a rhinoceros there for a while. I don't know if they still do. They got giraffes and shit. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
You been?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been.
Then they
check
got
it
weird shit like camels and those fucking cows with the gigantic fucking horns. Not long horns, like the bigger fucking horns.
That's
than
nice
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm confused because you said your birthday party like didn't go how you wanted it.
Yeah,
I
just because my wife got sick
Oh.
and she couldn't go. So like,
Was it like allergy shit? My wife
no,
is like
she
dying
was
of allergy
she was
shit this
she
week.
was pooing and throwing up.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, she was pooing and throwing up.
It's a Taco Bell.
And then I kind of had it a little bit on Wednesday, but I was fine yesterday, or no,
I get you.
Tuesday it must have been. But I was fine after that.
Gross.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
gross. I've been having it this week just because I've been trying to eat better.
Yeah.
It's super gassy and just shitting all over the place, dude.
That's what happens when you stop eating Little Debbie's. You just
Yeah.
shit your pants.
Just all of it. My buddy's like, okay, let's get all this shit out.
Everybody
Blech.
else, it's the exact fucking opposite. Everybody else, they eat Little Debbie's and they get leaky asshole.
Yeah, every single person. Oh, this motherfucker. He shows
There's
up.
no
That's how
way.
James rolls around, dude.
What? How do you have Little Debbie's in your fucking knapsack?
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hey,
Anyway,
hey,
sponsor us.
hey, Little Debbie, or your sister, Big Deborah. You want to fucking sponsor us?
No, they're not going to.
I know.
That is kind of funny. He just had them ready to go. Don't lie, dude. That's just your snacks, right?
Do you carry the like shit like this with you all the time? Is this like the equivalent of like a MILF's purse? How they have like all kinds of granola bars and snacks and shit all the time? And Band-Aids.
Dilf.
BJ's a dilf. He's got Swiss rolls.
What does that
fucking
stand for?
ho-hos.
Dick I licked clean.
Dilk.
Dilf.
Dick I licked forever. I don't know what DILF stands for.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What happened?
Google it.
Nope, just Waylon.
Dur-dur-dur.
Dirt.
So yeah, that was my birthday party.
That's kind of a fun 40th right
It was
there.
pretty fucking tight.
Yeah.
It was pretty
kinda
tight.
fun.
I could have chilled there for longer. Yeah. for
I'm
sure.
not gonna lie. When we went to the Gator thing, I didn't love it. It was hot as fuck. We went during the summer in Alabama, dude. It was
Oh
fucking
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
So it was swamp ass hot, dude. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, my thighs aren't gonna like this later.
And you were chonkier then too, weren't
I
you?
was way chunkier.
You were
Yeah,
way
yeah,
chunky.
way chunkier. Not in a
like
position to be outside and
double.
walking around. And my wife is super into like reptiles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's been wanting to get a snake forever, and I'm constantly like, get the divorce papers ready. You can get as many as you want. You know, I don't want to live with snakes. I just don't fucking
Well,
want to.
they're truthfully they're a boring ass fucking pet. Like they're not like
Yeah, she low wants that. She wants fucking lizards. She likes those kind of things, but she's also on a different speed than I am.
lizards.
You know
are,
what I mean?
Lizards are cooler than snakes depending on what you get. Like when I
Yeah,
was
because
in
they're
college,
not gonna eat you, dude.
when I was in college, I had an iguana.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even have him in a cage. His name was Poncho, and like I had like a closet that was supposed to have rental house in college, right? The shit's all fucked up all the time.
Just
So,
like
like,
the iguana just
There was
roam free.
there was a closet that was supposed to have doors, but it didn't have doors. It was just like a nook with like 2 shelves up high. So I went outside, found some driftwood, line, like got a big ass plastic tote, put sand and shit down in there, put his food and water dish down there, and a litter box over on one side, and his heat lamp up there. He'd just chill there. He'd come down, he'd actually shit and piss in his litter box, eat his food, climb back up there. If he got too hot, he'd go up on the shelf. Sometimes I'd wake up and he'd be on my window screen. But he was fucking cool, but he was an asshole. You couldn't touch him unless you turned that heat lamp off for at least 15 minutes. If that motherfucker was good and warm, you were going to get fucked up touching that thing. He was going to whip the shit out of you, and if you got a hold of him...
That's what I've heard about iguanas. I'm like, no, I don't
If you got a hold of him, he's going to bite the fuck out of you, too. Now, it doesn't, like, hurt. But,
yeah, no.
But he will fuck you up.
Yeah, I could see myself with, like, what is it, a chameleon in the house? Those are the ones that, like, look all different directions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they go slow as fuck.
They're cool as fuck, too.
What
Yeah,
about
but they're not
a-
going to, like, run across the house.
and they
I'm
got
not going to accidentally step on that dude because he ran out from
They
under
got
the
the
couch
cool
real
fucking
fast.
horns and shit, too.
Do they?
Yeah, the males do.
Huh.
Yeah,
What a
they look
bearded
like
dragon?
No, they're too fast, dude. That thing's going to, like, run through the house. It's no.
Only
No.
when they're small, they're fast as fuck. When they're big, when they get bigger, they're lazy and shit, and people sleep with them.
You know what? We have hermit crabs that we got last summer.
Best pet ever.
Perfect pets, dude. I forget to water them sometimes. And I'm like, I wonder how long that thing's been dry. And I'll pour some water. And look, they're still alive. They're moving around still.
Tortoise would be a pretty cool pet, but that's kind of a commitment.
Yeah, you got to put it in your will.
Like, yeah, that's kind of
It's
a
like
commitment.
generational.
Turns
pet.
out, so are fucking alligators, apparently, because they tell you the backstory of this fucking alligator place.
They've been around forever.
So, Big Al is 92 years old.
Fuck out of here, dude.
92 fucking years
Yeah,
old.
get the fuck out of here.
And,
so Big Al saw World War II?
Yeah, yeah. Big Al
What the
Big
fuck?
Al was well before the fucking internet.
Dude.
Big Al was around before people.
He was 3
there
years
were-
before seeing dinosaurs.
There
dude.
were people walking around that had no idea alligators were a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And but
Fucking Big Al.
but they were given a history lesson, so that property was like a functioning alligator farm, like for meat at one time. And I think they said in the late 80s or early 90s, the previous owner just bailed, just left. And when they came to the property, like the park, like the Texas Parks and Wildlife and shit, there were like something like 1,300 alligators there. That's a shitload of alligators.
That's a lot of
then-
alligator tails over at Floyd's, man.
That's a shitload. So then
My bad.
they apparently I don't know what they did with them. They went and released them or what, but they got them down to 2, and now there's
careful.
a whole fucking
We are
bunch
rocking and rolling.
again.
You're good. Just be careful. All the way down to 2, and then they filled it up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have that much fun, man. I was kind of terrified. I don't like lizards and shit that much.
I
held one for a picture,
fucking-
but its mouth was like taped shut, and it wasn't very big.
I like looking at them and shit. Like I think the idea of critters like that is way cooler than having them. Like I almost bought a ball python one time until I did one. My wife was like, no, and 2, I did a little bit more research on them, and it turns out like you can't feed them in their cage.
Yeah, you got to put them.
You got to put them somewhere else to feed them.
Or else they'll like fucking try to eat you every time you pick them up.
And you can't really handle them as much as you think you can because it's bad for their like fucking skin and shit, and they'll like just get mushy.
Yeah.
Basically, if you handle them too fucking much.
Yeah, the oils on your skin aren't good for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a buddy.
There's too much, man. That's like.
Yeah. There's a lot of, and where do you like? There's not. You can't just take them to any vet. Like when they have issues, like you got to take them to.
Yeah, no, I'm out, dude.
Like,
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's too much, dude. I'm out. I'm not looking
Agree.
for that kind of chore.
Agree.
It's too fucking much.
Maybe a fish tank.
I could be game for a fish tank, man. I could be game for a fish
I used
tank.
to have a couple of fish tanks. They were cool. They were kind of a lot of work too. But if you got them like healthy, like they're very little work if you have a healthy fish tank.
I used to know this one guy whose parents owned like an exotic fish place.
Oh, some of those fucking fish are.
They were first generation from Vietnam, and they were selling illegal fucking fish that you should not have in the States, right?
Like
It was a long time ago. I can't remember the names of
like
any of them.
octopi.
I just knew that legally you can't have that, right? But I remember being at his house and he was showing me this one big ass fucking tank. And when I say big ass tank, wasn't crazy big, size of this couch, maybe. You know what I mean? Like big for me.
Like probably
as
like
a teenager,
probably
like
like
seeing
a
that.
55 or 75 gallon tank.
Yeah, whatever that would
A
be.
55 gallon tank would be like when you were growing up, like somebody's parents had a big ass fish tank and it was a 55 gallon tank.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's a swimming pool.
Yeah.
But he had a shark in there that wasn't supposed to be in the States. And it was like this crazy, weird, alien-looking shark. And he was like, watch. And he kept grabbing fish from other tanks and just throwing them in, dude. And for a long time, I just got to watch this shark just fuck shit up. And that shark was just very, very violent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thinking about it now, it's like, oh, that was definitely like a very invasive species. That's
Yeah.
why they didn't want to hear, like, this thing eats fucking everything and will not stop, dude. But yeah, that was a real fun day.
I had 2 red Oscars one time.
What are those?
They're like everybody, it was freshwater. So like everybody always talked about piranhas. And I had a bunch of friends growing up that had piranhas and they're boring as fuck. You never get to see them eat anything. They're fucking stupid. But I was like, dude, I want something violent. Like, so I went to the fish place. I was like, I'm thinking about piranhas. Like, you want something cooler than a piranha? I was like, yeah. They're like, what about Oscars? I was like, I don't want a regular Oscar. They're kind of, like, people have them. They're kind of ugly. They don't look like anything special, right? They're kind of cool looking, whatever. But he was like, watch this. Threw a goldfish in there. Fucking goldfish was gone. It fucking immediately. Like, no hesitation at all.
What the fuck?
Immediately. So I was like, yeah. Are there any, like...
yeah,
Are
give me
there
that
any-
one.
I want that
Are
one.
there any,
Yeah.
are there any like
Is
other
it like the
ones?
video game
What does
where
that
every time
look
it eats a
like?
little one, it just gets that much bigger?
No. All you see is like there's a goldfish
Oscar?
and then there's just like a poof of fucking scales and the whole fucking thing is gone. Like it's
So
gone.
tight.
That
But
thing? This thing?
yeah, fish. Yeah, Oscar
Oh.
fish. But yeah, that's like a regular one. I had red Oscars though. So they were just
They were
like,
from Ireland. They were
that.
like extra feisty.
They were like that, but they were red.
Yeah.
And
They like to drink a
They
lot.
ordered them. They ordered them for me from fucking wherever the fuck Oscars come from.
Ireland.
And I got them, and they were like an inch long. And I put them in. I think I had like a 40-gallon tank or something at the time. Put them in there. That was all I had in there. And
When you say you got them, like how many did you have?
2.
They didn't eat each other like right off the
No,
gate?
no. I had 2 red Oscars, both same size. Threw them in this tank. I had the only other thing that was in the tank at the time was a blue lobster, a blue fucking crawdaddy is what it was. And it was cruising around down there, just chilling on the bottom. Everybody was fucking copacetic. It was cool. And then I had them for a couple of months, and I was feeding them bloodworms and shit because they weren't really big enough to eat anything else yet. And then I went and got like some goldfish. And I threw some goldfish in there. And those goldfish were there. I threw like 4 of them, 4 goldfish in there. And they were good for a while. And I had like a 5-gallon bucket with like an aerator pump and all this shit in there that I kept all the other feeder goldfish and shit in there. And one morning I woke up and there was no goldfish in there. And I was like, oh shit, these fish found their balls. Fuck yeah. I started feeding these things goldfish. And in 2 days, these motherfuckers ate 63 goldfish. Fucking savages, dude. And they got fucking big fast. Like,
no shit.
like, and then I got this cool ass like snake looking fish. It's called a dragonfish. It's got gnarly fucking teeth and shit. I was like, this thing will be able to hold its own against these Oscars because these Oscars at the time weren't. But I got them when they were like an inch long. Now they were like 2.5, 3 inches. I was like, they won't fuck with this thing. I put this dragonfish in this tank. This one of the Oscars immediately fucking rammed this thing and killed it and ate it.
What
Fucking
the fuck?
immediately. I was like, okay, can't have that. The crawdaddy's still chilling. He's still chilling. One day, the crawdaddy starts to molt. You know, they shed their fucking shell. The second that shell came off, those motherfuckers destroyed it too. There was nothing but a claw left.
Because it was like a new shell,
Because
right?
it's soft,
It wasn't hard,
hard
anymore.
yet. They fucking
No
killed it. But up
shit.
until that point, it was funny as shit because them Oscars would go down and fuck with that crawdaddy, and all of a sudden you'd see an Oscar fly across that tank, and crawdaddy's just hanging on to it, fucking cruising. And but so then all I had was the 2 Oscars in there, and I was just feeding the fuck out of them, and they got big. At one point, they were probably like 6 inches long, like they were big for this tank. And I'd wake up in the morning and I'd hear something, I'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" one of them fish would have jumped out of the fucking tank and is flopping against the wall behind the fucking tank. I have to
You're like
reach
throwing
back
2x4s
there.
on
Have to
it?
reach back there, try to grab that fucking thing, put his ass back in the tank, then he's all fucked up for a little while until he heals up from bouncing off of fucking plywood and shit. But yeah, they ended up dying. I think I just kind of stopped feeding them. But
It just got boring. You're like,
yeah,
all right, done with that.
I was like, Jesus, I can't afford to keep these fucking things alive
Yeah.
anymore. Goldfish are getting expensive.
yeah, you're feeding them seafood every day.
Yeah. Goldfish used to be like $2 for like a whole fucking bag of them.
Switched to Little Debbie's. See what that did.
But then I got rid of those two died, and then I filled that fucking tank with African cichlids. They're pretty cool little fucking fish.
I don't know any of these fish.
They're all kinds of different fucking colors and variations.
I probably don't know any of these fish because I'm just like salt life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know about like redfish and being on a skiff, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Salt life. But yeah, cichlids are cool. They have all kinds of different variations. They don't sit there and hide like a lot of fish do all the time. They're very active. They're cool. They're like if you go to like a lot of like Chinese restaurants have a fish tank, a lot of the time that fills
That's
with
what it
cichlids.
is?
Yeah, because they're very active.
All right.
Yeah, they're cheap. You get them
cheap,
at
cheap,
Walmart
cheap.
and shit.
I have a third-hand story. I used to work with a guy that used to do fish tanks in like rich folks' houses. So it'd be like the fish tank is the living room.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
Like people that have like
Whole fucking
legitimate
walls.
sharks and shit.
Yeah. So he was building one at this house that was getting built in River Oaks, and he told me it was like on 50 acres. I'm like, there's no 50 acres in River Oaks for a house or whatever.
These are the people that like rent the fish and have them like
right.
change them out every so
So
often.
this house is getting built. It's out of this certain marble.
Yeah.
And the guy that owns it,
You can rent plants too.
you can rent anything.
Most
dude.
businesses like that you see that have all these big ass plants, they're rentals. They lease the plants and then they come like people come by and take care of them and shit every week or whatever. Yeah.
Weird, right?
Same with fish tanks. People that have these giant fish tanks, a lot of the time they have fish guy. Fish guy comes every couple weeks or whatever, cleans the tank, feeds them.
What time are we at already? 49? We're already at 41? Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Sorry to
it's
interrupt you.
good. So yeah, this house is being built out of this marble, right, from this one quarry, and supposedly it's like this giant fucking house. But the guy realizes that he might not have enough marble to finish this, so he buys the whole fucking quarry, right? So we're talking about like somebody with endless money. You know what I mean? But nobody knows who owns this house yet. Everybody working on it, they don't know who the fucking owner of this house is. And it's getting near completion. Fish tank's done. House getting near completion, and then all of a sudden, no more work. And they're like, what the fuck has happened? Turns out it was like one of the princes from the Middle East was building his house, but he got caught kidnapping and torturing people from around Houston. So what the police do about situations like this with people with that much money is kindly ask them to leave. He has so much money, if you like arrest him, he just buys everything. He buys the whole prison system. He buys the whole state. Like, there's so much fucking, you can't do anything but kindly ask them to leave. And supposedly, where he was before, like his homeland, same thing. He was kidnapping people and torturing them.
Like
And then
for
when it
fu-
got
like
found
for
out, they were
fun?
like, yes, because he's like bored.
Like they're like not like holding them for ransom.
No,
Like just
he's just into it. Just into it. That's what he does. So like, same thing. They were like, hey man, just, you can't, this doesn't look good. Can you just go? So yeah, that's what he's doing. He just like was building this fucking who knows how many millions of dollar home, and before it was even complete, got caught doing the same thing, and it's just like, oh, I gotta go somewhere else now. No, in River Oaks.
so they never.
But
put,
yeah, Westheimer runs in front of.
they never
River
put
Oaks.
fish in this tank.
They never put fish in the tank. No.
Damn,
What wild story? Kind of connected to fish.
fucking crazy.
But yeah, when I first heard that, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Fucking
Isn't that crazy, right?
It's.
Can you imagine that kind of fucking money?
I feel like there's a lot more of that, especially in this city, than we realize.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can't even find anything about that story because there's nothing to be found because of the level of money. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of shit doesn't make a news story or a paper. No, everybody in that scenario would disappear if it did, dude. Like, yeah, it's fucking bonkers. And yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot more of that going on than people realize.
Yeah.
It's fucking nutso shit.
Yeah.
You remember that old movie where it was like they were taking homeless people and hunting them? And the whole
Talking
movie
about
was like
bum-
they accidentally got one that used to be like a fucking
You
special
talking about
forces
bum
dude.
fights?
No, I don't think.
Whoa.
There might have been another movie like that with him. This one was like I can't remember the actor or the name of the movie, but it was like that. It was like a bunch of rich people were like hunting homeless people, and they were going after homeless people and putting them out in these courses because like
Wait,
they don't have family members that give a shit. You know, like
The Pest?
that was a good one too. But yes, like that, like that. Like maybe John Leguizamo was on to something, and it made a really funny movie about it. There you go. That's Ice-T. Which one is that? Who's the actor in that?
That's that one with Eminem, right?
No. That was 800 miles.
Oh, yeah, 800 miles.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was 97 feet.
Yeah, that's with Ice-T and Gary Busey.
Yeah. Gary Busey. That's a fun one. That advice one. Do you remember when they had his fan met him?
Mm-mm.
I think it was like something about prom or whatever. Yeah, who gives a shit? It's not a funny story. It's only funny to me, dude. 'Cause it's so
Who gives a
pathetic.
shit?
Yeah, it's only funny to me because it's so pathetic. But
Gary
keep talking,
Busey's the
dude.
guy that was in Black Sheep, right?
Huh?
Gary Busey's the dude that was in Black Sheep, right?
Chris Farley?
Yeah. Chris Farley goes, they're campaigning for Chris Farley's brother. And they find this camper out in the woods who stole the dude that stole David Spade's car. Yeah. And they fight. That's Gary Busey, right?
Keep going.
Oh, you gonna go pee? See if you can hear it. Hold your mic over there. See if you can hear it. Shh, 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 shh. Shh, shh, shh. Can you hear it? You can't hear it? Damn. All right. Exercise and futility. Shit. So you've never been to Gator Country? Just the one in Alabama?
I was so young, but I really don't remember it. I'd love to go again, though.
Could you fish for him then?
Things. Huh?
Could you fish for him then?
With the hot dog?
Yeah.
I would.
Could you then? Or don't you remember?
I don't remember. I don't think I
Damn.
did. I don't know. I'll sneak that.
Damn.
I very vaguely remember it. When we went to the gator place, did I fish for them?
They didn't have gator fishing. I don't remember that at all. I remember they had something for us to
Parkour.
throw out to them, but
Dog food?
I can't remember. It was something dry, yeah.
Dog food. Dog food.
Well, yeah, we definitely didn't get to go gator fishing. That makes me want to go to that one.
Dude, I'll
'Cause
go.
That sounds fucking amazing.
I'll go. I'll go
Yeah.
again.
I'll go.
They have season passes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it.
They have season passes. And I bet it's pretty successful.
Yeah, I believe it.
All the men in their 40s.
Just fishing for gators without a hook.
I mean, that sounds so
Dude,
fun.
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, you don't want a hook on that pole, dude.
No. The
You're
biggest,
not going to wrestle a gator out of that water.
The biggest asshole critter.
Oh, when did I cut it? When did I cut it off?
Long
That's
time
probably
ago.
why you couldn't hear him pissing.
Yeah,
The biggest asshole
Oopsie
critter.
daisies.
The biggest asshole critter that was there was this crocodile that they had all by himself. And I'm
He was
assuming
mad. He's all, how come I don't get no friends?
I'm assuming
Was
he
his name James?
I don't know, but I'm assuming he was all by himself because he was a fucking asshole, just like BJ behind that computer,
Yeah,
by
dude.
himself.
Did you see that picture on Instagram? Good.
I saw it. I saw it.
I was going through my phone. I was like, oh, I forgot I took those.
You know what you can't say about BJ?
What?
I got hairy legs.
You cannot say that about
Cannot
BJ.
say that about BJ.
You mean Brother Ali?
Hey,
It's going to get madder and madder.
speaking of a got hairy legs, did you guys see the shit on Biden this week?
Hairy legs. No, go
the
ahead.
motherfucker. This fucking.
Are you
guy.
talking about the
Pause. How he was doing a speech, and I can't remember where he was at. I think he was at the airport or some shit in Scranton, and he was like doing a speech. And he's like
said some
reading the
gay shit?
teleprompter, and he's like, "And that's why we need 4 more years." Pause.
he read the
He
teleprompter?
read the pause.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he
not the
goes,
first time he's done that.
and then he goes and he wanders over to
I
like
thought you were about to say he actually said something funny where he said some gay shit and
no,
then said pause.
he wanders over to like fucking talk to, or like it looks like he's like trying to point at somebody, and the cameraman's trying to do the guy a solid and like zoom out so you can see who in the fuck he's like looking at.
There's nobody there.
There's not a single fucking person there.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like,
sad.
Dude, it's so fucking
It's kind of sad. I heard a really good idea from this guy whose name is Jack Cruz. You should look him up. You get together and you talk to all your buddies, right? And it doesn't matter who you're voting for. It really doesn't matter, like which side you're on or what your issues are. Everybody should just kind of come to an agreement that everything is kind of fucked. And the quickest way to get out of this without violence is that if someone's already been in office, they don't get a vote. Everywhere across the board, try to put new people in. I was like, fuck, that's a really good idea. Right?
Stop re-electing them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're Democrat, Republican.
So they don't get to vote, or they
No,
don't
you
get
don't
to run.
vote for them if they've already been in office.
They can run though.
Like, if I'm talking to my buddies and they're going to vote, city, state, federal, whatever it is you're voting on,
Vote someone new.
vote someone that hasn't been in office yet. That's where the vote should go. Because everyone in needs to get the fuck out, dude. We need a bunch of new heads in there with new ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not these fucking old fucks that have been in there 27 years already.
Yeah, I mean that would
Fucking-
definitely shake shit up.
Yeah.
Might not be better, but
Shit would start changing.
it would shake shit up for sure.
I haven't heard anyone mention that before. I was like, fuck, that is a really good idea.
I think the idea that you could be a career politician is fucking bonkers to me.
Well, this is the only place where we've thought of the idea of not being a career politician, right?
What do you mean?
This has always been the case. The dawn of man, whoever's in charge is in charge forever. This is the first time ever we tried to do, oh, let's get new people in.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like,
The idea that's bonkers to you is the idea that we've always had.
no. What makes
I just
what,
confused him, dude. He's 40 now.
what makes this different is that it's not a ruling family that you just continuous. It's not like a royal family.
It's that meme right now. I'm all, you sure about that?
Well,
You sure about that?
that's why I did the quotes. That's
you
why
sure
I did
about that?
That's why I did the air quotes. That's why I did the air quotes. But the fact that like you can go your whole life running for public service and never have a real job. And,
True.
And end up being a multimillionaire.
Yeah, there's
Clearly,
all kinds of...
Clearly, it's fucking rigged, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of comedians that have done bits on it, too.
Yeah.
It's like the only job in the world where you can take off for 10 months of that job to run for your promotion for a different job. And if you don't get that different job, you still got your old job.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
try that at Subway. I'm going to take 8 months off to go try to get this job at Jack in the Box. It's like, no, you're fired, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking...
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
If nothing else, that just shows you how much they don't do. They just campaign all fucking year. Like, what are you actually doing? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did you hear about the Trumpster? Some I can't even remember who it was, but somebody came out and endorsed him. Like publicly was like, I endorse Donald Trump. And Donald Trump had a laundry list of fucking names that he had called this guy. And so after the dude endorsed Trump took to X and was like, in short, I'm paraphrasing here, he was like, look, I appreciate the endorsement. I'm no longer going to call you lethargic, but all the rest of these things stand. Like, in short.
What a dick.
In short. That's
Yeah,
he
what a
said.
dick. God damn.
He was like, I'm no longer going to call you lethargic, but all this other stuff stands.
Yeah, that's fucking funny, dude. That's fucking funny. We hit it already, huh? Cool. Hey, guys, I don't know if y'all know this, but we do have a Patreon, and we do appreciate the support you guys give us on that. If you got friends that like wasting $6 a month, you should have them sign up.
How much is it?
$6.16.
That's after all the tax and everything.
That's after all the
$6.16.
fees, all the junk fees. Junk fees!
Yeah, and if you go through right now, I just have funnies on different tiers, but I plan to go through soon and like actually have different levels.
You have
can get some
what
shit
on
done.
different tiers?
Funnies. Have you ever looked at the Patreon page?
Uh-uh.
I made funnies for every different tier.
No, I've actually looked for the Patreon,
Yeah.
like searched it, and I couldn't find it.
Have you gone on YouTube and clicked the link?
No, I have not clicked the
see,
link.
there's the problem. If you're getting on Google and trying to find it, that's not going to work for you.
No, I was
You're already
in,
watching the podcast.
No,
Just
I was
scroll down.
I was
and click
in
the fucking link.
Patreon, and
Yeah, that's what I'm
search.
saying. You're going about it the wrong way. Dude, you can look for shit in Patreon. It is very hard to find. You have to be, it's not a Google search. You have to be dead on specific. Because people that have Patreon accounts, they're private. They don't want the general public to be able to find those things.
Yeah, but so how specific do you have to be to find this podcast on there? Because I typed in the Fat Dragon podcast.
That's where you fucked up. There's no the.
There's
It's
no
just
the.
Fat Drag.
Yeah.
I tried
That's
all.
how specific you got to
I
be.
tried all combinations, and
Yeah.
everything came
I
up.
myself got on Patreon to see how difficult it was. It was very
And
difficult.
everything came up except for this. I never did find it. I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
Yeah, just
I'm not paying.
scroll
I'm
down
not
on the
paying
video.
$6.16 to myself, anyways.
What are you talking about? You're not getting paid?
Well, yeah,
This guy.
exactly.
Fucking interns all in this room, myself included.
Interns.
We're all interns. We're all waiting our fucking turn.
yeah, yeah.
Eventually somebody will sort it out, right?
It'll come.
Don't worry, dude. In 5 years, we will split the $800 we've made.
It'll come in turn.
Interred. But
Bye.
Yeah, Patreon link below. Empire Diesel Performance link below. What else we got? Blah, 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 blah. Patreon episode. Tune in. Find out about the level ups I did last month.
Tune in and chill out.
Bye.
Drop dead.
Yeah, drop
need a
dead.
fix.
Tune in. Or tuna cans?
Bumblebee tuna.
Fish. Where do you go with mermaid pussy? Sideways.